They hide well. By the time you see them, the choice is already made. Power moves quietly here. The deadliest things make the least sound. To live as prey is to live in fear. To live as a hunter is to be that fear. A thin band of gold appears at the edge of the dark and grows. The light climbs the world from below, softening every shadow. The sky trades its stars for a slow and spreading glow. Morning settles over the land like a blessing, gentle and unearned. The world fills slowly with light and with the promise of the day. A pale fire climbs the edge of the sky, and the dark gives way. Dawn does not conquer the dark. It simply outlasts it, as always. Warmth pools in the hollows, and the cold slips quietly away. The world tilts slowly back toward the light. A soft light gathers strength, and the day begins to breathe. The darkness fades, and in its place, a world washed new. The cool hush of first light holds the whole world still. The first light is a quiet miracle, repeated without fail. Morning comes the way forgiveness does gently and unlooked for. The first rays reach low and long across the waking ground. The cold of night softens, and the day grows warm and kind. The light arrives like a tide, filling every hollow the night left. The world remembers its colours, one by one, in the growing light. The horizon catches fire, faint at first, then sure. The world emerges gently from the night, reborn in pale gold. They carry no ambition but to live, and no burden but to survive. They belong to the open world, and the open world would be empty without them. There is a tenderness among them between the old and the young, the mother and her own. Their patience is boundless, their needs are simple, and their endurance runs deep. Together they are safer, together they are stronger, and together they endure. They move through a hard world with a gentleness it can never quite take from them. They are the quiet pulse of the living land, steady and unbroken. They turn grass and sunlight into the life the whole land depends upon. When one senses danger, the knowing ripples outward, and the herd is ready to run. There is an ancient bargain in their flight that some will fall so the rest may live. A mother places herself between her young and the whole wide, dangerous world. They are the first link in every chain, the reason the whole land can turn. Every rustle, every shadow, every shift in the wind is a message they cannot miss. Their whole lives are lived in motion, forever drawn onward toward more. They possess no claws and no fangs, only speed, numbers, and endless vigilance. Their bodies feed the soil feeds the grass, and the grass feeds them once more. The old ones carry the memory of 100 escapes, and the young learn by watching. To be born among them is to inherit both a gift and a warning. They are shaped entirely for one purpose: to sense danger before it arrives. In their great numbers lies a strange kind of safety, for danger can take only so many. They live lightly on the earth, taking only what grows back, wasting nothing at all. They ask nothing of the strong but distance, and rarely are granted even that. They flee not from cowardice but from wisdom, for those who run today live tomorrow. Their eyes sit wide upon their heads, made to see the world from every side. For all their fear, they live with a grace that fear can never touch. The wind moves in long, slow waves, and the whole world sways in answer. When the rains return, the dust turns to mud, and the mud turns to green. The sky changes its face 100 times, and the land below simply watches. Clouds drift across the sun, and the light dims and brightens in turn. The cracked earth stretches wide, waiting for the rains that always come. The air carries the freshness of far-off rain across the waiting plain. In the dry season, the land turns to dust, and every living thing learns patience, the dust hangs in the air, and the world grows still and thirsty. The dry earth cracks and waits, thirsting for the water that will surely come. The grass turns brittle and gold, and the plain grows still with waiting. The dry season deepens, and the land draws inward, patient and unbroken. The soil cracks open, thirsting, holding the memory of the rains. The dry season tests the land, and only the patient endure it. The dust rises with every breath of wind, and the world turns pale and dry. The heat presses down, and the dry land waits for the sky to relent. The ground grows hard and cracked, and the plain falls quiet with thirst. The dry wind strips the land, and the earth waits, patient and enduring. The wind rises and falls, breathing across the open land. The grass fades to brittle gold, and the plain dreams of rain. In the parched season, the land holds its breath and waits for change. The dry earth waits with endless patience for the water's return. The heat lingers day upon day, and the land grows lean and dry. The earth splits and hardens beneath the relentless sun. The clouds move like slow thoughts across the wide and open sky. The dry wind carries dust across the parched and waiting land. There is a stillness to the hunters that speaks of storms held in check. The hunters endure hard lives, and they endure them with a quiet grace. To meet a hunter's gaze is to look into something ancient and unafraid. There is a loneliness in the hunters that never fully lifts. They are the plain's oldest fear, written into the blood of all who live here. They live by rules older than any creature that walks beside them. They ask nothing but survival, and survival asks everything of them. They are creatures of need, and need has made them precise. They are creatures of the wild's deepest truths, stripped of all comfort. They are the fierce heart of the plain, without which nothing would hold. A hunter is a masterpiece of patience, power, and instinct. They live always at the knife's edge, one hunt away from hunger. The hunters are shaped by their world, and they shape it in return. There is no cruelty in the hunters, only the oldest law of the living world. They are the wild, in its truest form, beautiful, dangerous, and free. The hunters carry an ancient wisdom in the way they watch and wait. The hunters keep the plain whole, and their absence would unmake it. They are the ones the whole plain watches for, and rightly so. They command respect through presence alone, and the whole plain gives it. To be a hunter is to know both the thrill of the hunt and the weight of failure. They live hard, and they live free, and they answer to no one. The hunters are power and patience wrapped in a single watchful form. They are feared and misunderstood and utterly essential to the whole. The hunters move through the world as though it belonged to them. They belong to the plain the way the storm belongs to the sky. Fresh vegetation spreads across the plains, attracting life from every direction. Yet the abundance of the wet season is always temporary. During this period of abundance, the grasslands can support enormous concentrations of animals. Insects multiply, birds gather, and grazing animals follow the richest patches of vegetation. The scent of rain marks the beginning of a more generous chapter on the savannah. As rainfall becomes less frequent, the grasses slowly begin to lose their color. The survival of the savannah begins with water and sunlight. Water evaporates, the soil hardens, and vegetation becomes increasingly brittle. What once appeared lush and forgiving becomes harsh and exposed. The same grasslands can offer plenty in one season and scarcity in the next. Seeds remain dormant until conditions allow them to grow. The savannah teaches every species to live according to the rhythm of the land. The apparent stillness of the plains can conceal an enormous potential for renewal. The grasslands are shaped by cycles of growth, grazing, drying, and renewal. A single storm may begin to awaken the entire landscape. Green fields fade into shades of gold, brown, and pale yellow. Rain does not simply wet the ground. It changes the future of every creature living here. The return of green growth begins a chain of activity throughout the ecosystem. Every level of life responds to the arrival of seasonal rain. No resource remains equally available throughout the year. Life here depends on responding quickly to these changes. These cycles have continued for countless generations. Even during the driest months, life remains hidden beneath the surface. Roots wait underground for the return of moisture. The dry season gradually takes control of the landscape. Food may seem abundant across the open grasslands, yet suitable feeding grounds can be separated by great distances. A giant body requires a constant supply of energy, making the search for food an almost continuous task. That knowledge becomes an invisible map across the vast wilderness. Even when predators are nowhere to be seen, the battle for survival continues in quieter forms. Every day is shaped by countless small decisions made through instinct. Heat, hunger, exhaustion, and thirst can be as dangerous as any hunter. As they feed and travel, they influence the growth of vegetation and the movement of countless other species. Without roads or signs, these animals follow routes used by generations before them. Their paths gradually become trails, linking feeding grounds, resting areas, and sources of water. Each heavy footstep leaves a temporary mark upon the earth. Wherever they go, their presence changes the environment in subtle but important ways. Their greatest strength is not aggression, but endurance. The tracks may soon disappear, but the ecological impact of these animals can remain for generations. By turning plants into energy, herbivores form one of the most important foundations of the food web. Whether to move forward, remain still, stay with the herd, or search alone can become a matter of life and death. For the herd, the experience of its oldest members can be one of its greatest resources. These peaceful giants help support one of the richest wildlife communities on Earth. Instinct provides direction, while memory helps them survive the journey. Experience is gained through long journeys, harsh droughts, and dangerous encounters. Nature offers no guarantees, regardless of an animal's size or strength. These great herbivores play a vital role in shaping the landscape around them. Life on the savannah depends on countless connections that are not always visible. Older animals often carry memories of distant waterholes, seasonal feeding grounds, and hidden dangers. Without these animals, the balance of the entire ecosystem would be transformed. They survive in a world where patience can be more valuable than speed. Light dances upon the water, scattered into 1,000 glittering pieces. The water lies like glass, reflecting the drifting clouds above. From the sky comes the water, and with the water comes everything else. The surface glows and glimmers, alive with the light it holds. The still water reflects the world in perfect, trembling calm. The water gathers the light of the whole sky into its quiet depths. Water descends from the heavens, and the parched land drinks it in. The water works slowly, patiently, sculpting the land as it goes. The water is the great architect of this land, patient and unhurried. When the rains come, they come as a blessing long awaited. Water falls from the sky as the oldest gift there is. Everything here bears the mark of the water that made it. The rains arrive like a promise kept, and the whole land rejoices. The surface glows, catching and holding the light of the open sky. The water mirrors the world, doubling the land and the light. The rains are the sky's great gift, and the land receives them with joy. The water shimmers softly, a sheet of light laid upon the earth. Every ripple catches the light and carries it away. Where the water flows, it shapes the very ground beneath it. Water shapes this land more than any other force. Drop by drop, the water carves the world into being. The water has shaped this land over ages beyond counting. The shape of the whole land is written by the water's long work. A shadow falls across the grass, and something small has run out of time. They wheel patiently overhead, the first to know when a life has ended. They watch the plane from above, and when they strike without warning. They wait upon the wind, and when their time comes, they descend. They ride the wind in slow circles, hunting the ground far below. From high above, they scan the plain for the smallest movement below. Without them, the plain would drown in its own endings. We give them an ugly name, but they do a necessary and ancient work. They circle high above, waiting for the plain to offer up its dead. They drop from the sky like a stone and rise again with their prize. From miles away they see the gathering, and they come. With folded wings they plunge toward the earth, swift and sure. They hang upon the wind, watching, waiting for the moment to drop. From on high they hunt, patient and precise, masters of the open air. They are the cleaners of the plain, keeping it whole for the living. They descend upon the fallen, and nothing is left to waste. They hunt from the sky, their eyes missing nothing on the ground below. They gather where others have fed, drawn from across the empty sky. They clear away what is finished, returning it to the endless cycle. The sky deepens to embers, and the day's warmth lingers a little longer. The light pools low and golden, then slips away into the coming dark. The sun descends in a hush of gold, and the world grows still around it. The sun sinks slowly, gilding the clouds and the whole wide world beneath them. The heavens glow with the day's last fire, soft and warm and fading. The day burns down to its last warm ember, glowing on the horizon. The sun descends in quiet splendor, and the world watches it go. The sun slides beneath the world, leaving a trail of glowing color. The sky flares gold and rose, a final gift before the darkness comes. The sky deepens through fire and rose as the day draws to its end. The light softens and deepens, and the day settles gently into dusk. The heavens hold the day's warm glow a moment longer, then let it go. The horizon glows like molten gold, cooling slowly toward the night. A warm and golden calm spreads across the sky as the day departs. The sun sinks toward its rest, trailing color across the fading sky. The last light burns low and bright, then fades into a gentle dark. The sun goes down in a slow blaze of gold, and the world grows calm. The sun settles toward the horizon, and the world holds its breath to watch. The land endures, unbroken and serene, through all that comes to pass. The great wheel turns, and life turns with it, on and on without end. The wild remains, as it has always been, patient, ancient, and free. Life here does not conquer hardship. It simply outlasts it. In the end, all things return, and the land receives them without complaint. Every creature is a small and vital part of something ancient and whole. The seasons keep their faith, and life keeps pace, as it always has. The land holds the whole of life in its patient, unhurried keeping. The wild endures, indifferent to triumph and to loss alike. Here, every day is earned, and every life is a quiet act of endurance. Life gives itself back to the land, and the land begins the whole thing anew. Every ending feeds a beginning, and the great story goes on unbroken. In this timeless place, life is neither won nor lost, but simply carried on. The wild keeps its ancient rhythm, deaf to our hopes, blind to our fears. Here, endurance is not a struggle, but simply the shape of every life.